Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. Your relationship profits. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
What's going on? It's your boy King Des here. Another episode of Brunch with the Boys. I'm doing fantastic. But gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Jeezy, you already know I'm good.
Hey, this is Mr. Gent out here, and I'm fantastical as well. You know, at least that's what the hoes call me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Plies.
Hey. Yeah, I see you. Nice Plies reference. Those are always well timed. Always. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say always, but...
Voice of the people right there.
Yeah.
And voice of the people right there. What are we talking about tonight?
We're going to get into relationships, of course, but specifically, are your friends sabotaging your relationship? You know, we like to believe that our friends are supportive and they want what's best for us, but oftentimes our friends are serving their own intentions, and they want you to break up with that person, so maybe you're single with them, or maybe they want that person too. So we want to touch on everything right there. Are your friends sabotaging your relationship? You know what I mean? And creating doubt about maybe your partner's looks. Maybe you got an ugly hoe and you might think she cute. You know, I remember when Gent used to talk to this chick, and I want to say her name.
Which one?
I want to say her name, but I don't want to
say
it
it
like that.
I say,
you know what? You're right. Lovely.
You can think of?
Yeah.
Isn't she lovely?
Yeah,
that was her real name too.
I could have referenced it too, but that was her real name, ironically. So,
man,
while he thought she was beautiful, Des, many of us did not.
I did not think that she was beautiful, guys, and I don't think that's
fair.
Hold
on, don't do that. You were in love with her, so you don't get to talk. That being said, there were times where his friend, i.e. his brother, was sabotaging his relationship because his brother wanted to see him with a better looking hoe. You get what I'm saying? He wanted more. I wanted more for him. You get what I'm saying? So I think it can come down to finances. You know, maybe the lack of dedication, whatever you view as a friend that says, hey, I don't want you to be with this person. Have you ever experienced anything like that, fellas? Maybe you were the saboteur.
I don't know if I've ever sabotaged anybody.
I definitely sabotaged your ass. That hoe was ugly. Every chance I could, I was putting a little negative word in, like just whispering in that nigga ear while he's sleeping. Lovely is an ugly bitch. You don't want her.
And let me tell you, that wasn't your first rendition of sabotage either. Because if I remember, someone named C. Bluth.
I didn't sabotage that.
I felt like you sabotaged it. Every time I was trying to move, man, you were just like, so you just gonna choose a bitch over your brother? Really? I see how you is. I see how you is, bro.
No, not Jeezy.
No, not me. That's what I was saying to him. It wasn't him saying that to me. It was him with the hoe. One thing, that's when I first learned who Gent was when it came to these hoes. I say that because I knew when it came to a hoe, you would do whatever it takes to keep her happy. And nigga, it could be your brother or your mama, nigga. And they gonna have to take second place to that hoe's happiness in that moment. Because we were both at that damn go-kart place that damn day, nigga. And only one of us got love. And it wasn't your brother, nigga. It wasn't your family. Where's that hoe right now? Married to some other nigga sucking him off right now?
Real talk.
Shit. I just saw on Facebook the other day, matter of fact. And she let herself go in every way, too, for the record.
You saying I dodged a bullet?
Oh, my God, nigga. I never saw so many chins in my life.
Jesus have mercy.
No.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, man. I mean, more chins than China? Jesus.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, man. Yep.
So, essentially, sabotage could work in the benefit, hindsight 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Okay. And different people may sabotage a relationship. What type of friend it is probably matters. Is this a platonic friend, right? Or is this a secret crush friend? Well, you know, one of those friends, and we've probably all had it where we think we're cool, but low key she wants to fuck you. You know what I mean? And a lot of men usually are in that in that place opposite, where they're with friends with a chick like, yeah, no, we cool, but if she slip and fall on his dick, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? So, like, is it a secret crush friend? Is it an ex-boyfriend, ex or ex-girlfriend? Think about that. How many of us don't burn the bridge and you break up and now you're friends 10 years later? You're cool and you've dated other people, but maybe low key they still burn a little fire for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe low key they still want you back.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a question. Is sabotage, are we defining sabotage as the some actual act or of deceit or some type of negative, or is it throwing shade? Like, for instance, because in that situation, you might have a friend and you don't think, to your point, it's not always about you wanting more of that person's time. It could really be you don't feel like the person that they've selected is the right person for them, so you might throw shade. Like, I've done that before. I'm like, hey man, like, I'm gonna tell the hunger. I'm like, that nigga's the one for you. I'm telling you, I could tell by the way he's moving. Am I sabotaging the relationship?
You are.
Y'all classify that
I think you and I have done that to Gent before too, Des. If we're gonna keep it real on here, I think we pulled that nigga to the side a few times and said, "Hey, listen,
say what you want."
So you are entirely right. Sabotage is not only the act, but it is throwing shade, and we can go into those signs right now. No one is ever good enough. You know, if you hear that, every nigga you meet, she like, nah, girl, that ain't the one. Really, bitch? Because the last 6 ain't been the one. And, you know, nobody touched my pussy in 12 months. So what's really going on? You know what I mean? Do they even trust your judge of character? I mean, isn't that crazy? If you're telling someone that's not the one, are you saying they can't choose who they should be with?
I think when we're talking about sabotaging, I don't think sabotaging is always, you know, for a negative purpose. And I think it happens for a bunch of different reasons, right? Like, for instance, you may have a friend who's going through something in their life. They're accepting the wrong kind of attention, right? Maybe you got a homegirl that just broke up. And so they're looking for love in all the wrong places. And I think it's a friend's responsibility to protect them from that. Maybe things they can't see for themselves. I don't know, I don't know that that's necessarily sabotage for the wrong reason. You know what I mean?
No, D. I thought we were in The Exorcist, dog. That shit said, and dog, all you saw, no, that shit scared me, dog. I immediately looked away. Like, don't come to the don't come to the screen. Please don't come to the screen and kill me. Oh my God, dog! That shit paused in the weirdest spot while you were blinking.
Oh my God!
And it was like, oh, and your eyes were flickering. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God! Oh my God, dog! Oh, my bad, dog. But there was no way we could let that one slide. If the listeners saw that one, they would have said the same thing. This nigga done got possessed by the devil mid podcast and shit.
Oh man. Oh man. God bless me. God bless me.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Oh man. So another sign of sabotage is if your friend is jealous of your man, as a girl, obviously.
You know, I've had that experience being jealous of, I wouldn't even call it jealousy, but when you do a direct comparison of maybe someone who was your ex, you know what I'm saying? And now she's moved on. And now she's dealing with some new dude, and she filling you in about the new dude, and she's saying he this, that, or the other, and you over here like, bruh, come on, man, that nigga ain't doing all that what I did, dog. You know what I'm saying? This nigga ain't cuter than I am, nigga. This nigga don't make no bread, nigga. And then you out here doing all that. You not even trying to usher in this whole mutual respect of happiness for the girl. But you out here trying to interject what you did. It ain't even your situation.
But if a man is doing that and he's talking like that, he really wants that his friend. You know, if you're his homegirl and you come home like, man, I met this nigga, this, and he like, man, that nigga not doing this, dog. I'm telling you what he wants you. Because I have a few female best friends actually, and they would call me about any man, any nigga they dealing with casually or otherwise. And I've said nothing ever more than, shit, get yours. Get what you want out of it. What do you want? Make sure it's established. Go for it. You know what I mean? So I've never ever said, and I'll keep it real with him and say, man, this nigga could be good for nothing more than this, nothing more than that. I'll keep it real in that way, but I'm not gonna say, nah, dog, don't do it unless it's
some dangerous shit, right?
Dangerous shit.
And I think and when I did it, I don't think I had any feelings because the bitch was crazy. However, but we, in a relationship wise, right? But we were cool after. But I think low key, especially when you're young, there's a piece of you that don't want that other person happy because they're no longer happy with you. Yeah, so I think low key, I could have been in that space at that time. But as you mature, you kind of elevate your mindset anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's some cruel shit.
Yeah, man.
I don't want you happy because you're not with me.
Oh man, listen. I think women are like that until they die. Why both of y'all thinking your eyes roll back and y'all always processing it at the same time?
I was trying to think, but I don't think so, man. I think it depends on how your relationship goes with them.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely if you were on bullshit, they don't want anything good for you. But if you end it on good terms, or as good as can be, on honest terms, I should say. Then I think that they eventually will want good for you. But initially, though, Des, they don't. Even if you end on good terms, dog, and they, you were honest with me. When you walk away, like, man, I hope that next bitch sucks. Like, they don't want it to be them, right? They don't want it to be, this would have worked, but it was you. So,
especially if you moved on like 3 weeks later. Even if you ended on good terms, oh my God. Yeah. There's a voodoo doll underneath her bed right then and there, dog. Yeah. That got your face attached to it.
And nigga be in a serious relationship 2 weeks later, too. That's the worst part. Do you think, Jen and Des, you can both answer, do you think that you can be friends with someone that you slept with in the past?
100%. 100%.
Man and woman. Would you be okay if your wife was friends with someone that she used to sleep with?
Say that one more time. I lost you for a second. Froze.
I bet you wanted to lose me then. I said, would you let your wife be friends with a man that she once slept with, and that nigga single, good looking, and in shape, and successful?
I think it depends on me, probably, but I think it depends on when. Like, if it was right before we got together and like some circumstances worked out, probably not. If it was a nigga she slept with when she was 17 and now we 35 or 40, I probably wouldn't.
What if she slept with him at 21? 17 is high school. Everything's excusable there. Yeah. But 21, we're adults. I sucked you off at 21.
You know what? I don't know, man. It really depends. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna sound like some cheesy, I'm trying to win my point shit, but I promise you, it's genuine. It's not very difficult for me to re-up. So my point is that, like, I never would want to be with somebody who doesn't only want to be with me. And if that was ever the case, like, I wouldn't even have no negative feelings. I would be like, oh, you should have said something before you just disrespect me. But I'm moving on. I'm gonna be fine. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't advocate, and I probably wouldn't like it.
And you know what's crazy though? I'm willing to bet that because you could be friends with someone that you slept with in the past, if it were the shoe were on the other foot, you'd be like, of course you can. And I never think about sleeping with that hoe. But it's kind of funny now, if it were your girl or your wife, then now all of a sudden, like, damn, I don't know about that. And Tuesday night is day night for margaritas and Uno and shit. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think I'll agree with Des because I've been put in situations like that, and I think that I wouldn't have a problem with it either if my lady was friends. I think it also depends on the frequency too. If he's someone who they holler like once a month or once a quarter type of shit, I think that's a little bit of a different environment than someone who's having lunch every week and shit or whatever the case may be. Like, they that cool. I think I'd have more problem with that because they basically in a relationship too. But in general, I don't think I have a problem with it because I think a lot of that is your insecurities and are they manifesting in a way that they shouldn't have? And that's all it is. If you feel like you got a bitch in pocket, then you shouldn't try to control her environment because in all honesty, they had a whole entire life before you. You have to keep their individuality and their individualism intact. Wouldn't you want your individualism intact?
And to piggyback off of that, at the end of the day, adults are capable of doing whatever adults want to do. So, like, if somebody want to cheat on you, there's no way for you to stop
do it anyway.
And most time, Right, and most times you won't even know. So if you think because you jealous and you tell your bitch, hey, you better not be talking to that nigga. I know he your friend and shit, but she can go, you know what? You right, Stuart. I'm not gonna talk to him no more. No, nigga. Now you just won't know she talked to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you ain't controlling her. She'll just make you think you want an argument.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree with you.
Got to keep it real. I used to always feel when I was younger, any chick that I slept with, I can probably hit again, you know? And now that I've gotten older, I know that for the most part, that's still true. But no, seriously, but if that woman has moved on,
awesome.
if that woman has moved on and found love, then I don't care how good the dick was in the past or what she has is greater than that. So it does matter what kind of hoe you're dealing with, because if she's a simple bitch, then yeah, that's not somebody that will probably remain faithful to you while being friends with someone she slept with. But if you have a real woman, like one that knows, hey, this momentary dick is not going to be worth, because if that nigga was so good, right, this friend, wouldn't you be with him? You know what I mean? So like, I'd have to have that perspective now.
What's it?
You know,
hey, but fellas, do you think that every man in that type of situation feels like Jeezy does and will shoot their shot? Think about men on a normal bell curve, man. Normal standard bell curve. Where do you think majority of the men will be?
Yeah, I think most men will try to see. I think most men are naturally curious to know if they
I think
can.
the majority is probably going to shoot their shot.
Okay.
Yeah, majority are definitely going to shoot their shot. And not even because they want the hoe like that. Just because they want
to know.
Yeah, and that's the thing with niggas. You can't say it's sad. This is the way shit been going forever, nigga. How many hoes have you slid on in your lifetime on some more, I know I don't see a future with this bitch, but I just want to see what the night look like. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what that comes down to.
So knowing, before we go past that, knowing that the standard bell curve and a majority of our population is going to, let's call it 70% is going to fall within that of males. Does that change your scope of the whole idea of it's cool if your girl has a male friend or not? Because now it just seems like you're playing a game of probability now. She might have shook off the first 5 dicks, but what about the 6? You know what I'm saying?
You mean 5 attempts? Because if you said 5 dicks, she got 5 nigga friends. That's a lot of nigga friends. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
That's a lot of niggas. You know, but
a lot of friends.
If that nigga's tried 5 times, he wants her. I mean, that's not even his friend. If she's a smart woman, she will disassociate herself with him from the mere fact that he's clearly not a friend. So, you know.
So, Des, do you think that there is a tipping point of how many male friends a woman can have before you're not cool with how many friends she has?
I would probably say, I've never thought of a number, but it couldn't be like the majority. Like if you, I would probably say a couple. Like if you got a couple homeboys you was cool with, you got a couple homeboys you was cool with. But like you got 7 niggas you was cool with, no bitch.
You know,
no bitch.
I feel like if you got 5 homeboys that was just your crew back in the day, that you just
you was the
you could have been. What if she was like a tomboy?
Around Jeezy, we all know
what
that.
If she was like the tomboy? No, dog, because
tomboy you get tossed too.
You remember Wilder? You remember Wilder? You remember Wildebeest? And she had like 5 homeboys, and that were her homies. And I'm willing to bet she was taller and bigger than most of those niggas because she was built for it tough. You know what I'm saying?
And they fucked.
That might not be true.
And maybe you're right, but I'm saying it might not be true. She might have had that platonic tomboy vibe, and she's not conversing with them regularly. This is a hey, I see you once a year when I'm in town type shit. I think there could be, because that's more a homie than a friend. See,
and I'll give you the example, Jeezy. I'll give you the example. We grew up around this girl named T, and T, we're godparents to her child, right? However, T was in the group of the whole clique, man. It was like 6 of us. And she would always be trying to roll deep. And let me just tell you, no one touched her.
Yeah, there's probably a pig somewhere that can talk. But I mean, like, that shit ain't regular.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Regular.
Is it a possibility, nigga? Like,
I agree.
Maybe, but
yeah, it's unlikely.
Typically, she getting tossed up.
Yeah, I don't want my girl, if all her best friends are men and it's like 5 of them and she don't have no girlfriends, she's probably not fucking all 5 of them. No, I'm being real. She's not fucking all 5 of them, but she's definitely fucked at least 1 or 2. And that's
definitely
enough
2. Definitely
because
2.
I don't know which ones it is. So that's the problem. So it's not that she got 5.
I don't know what it is, dog.
Actually hit. So I'm shaking the hand of one of the niggas that was piping his dick down my.
And it's a little moist too. And it's a little moist. The hand's a little moist too.
Hey.
I mean, I didn't notice all that. I wasn't thinking about all that. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so another sign of sabotage is if your girl or your male friend, they offer bad advice. You know, you tell them, say, hey man, you know, I'm really having some issues at home, and your friend says, man, you should just go get some new dick, girl. Like, that's bad advice.
Listen,
you know,
I think that's a betrayal of like friendship. Like, you really got to question your friendship, because your friends can disagree with you, but they should never purposely give you bad advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's a big betrayal. A good friend that tell you that. A good friend will be like, oh yeah, girl, you should do this if you want him to like you more, and then tell you some dumb shit to do. I just think that's some dishonest shit. And I couldn't fuck with that. You know what I mean? Personally.
Is the dishonesty the same as using the information that you're receiving or they're receiving for their own personal use, or is that different? So, for example, if someone's giving you bad advice saying, Harold's not putting in that work sexually and he's not pleasing me, and then you give that person advice like, well, shit, if Harold's not doing, I know a massage parlor with some strong ass men that will give you a happy ending after the end of your massage so you can get through your hard times. That might be some bad advice. But what happened if they're using that same information and they be like, man, he doesn't know your body yet. And if I were him, I would understand what makes you tick, what's going to make you work, what's going to get you to that place.
Is this her male friend? Is this her male friend? And you keep going to her friend being a male. I was just saying her friend, because female sabotage.
Okay, I know females. I'm just talking about.
Okay, now you're talking about a man. Nigga, if you go to your male friend and a nigga say that, how does he finish that sentence? Because him saying he doesn't understand your body, that could be a lead to encourage you and say, hey, you need more time for him to learn. Or is he gonna follow that with, but I know what to do? Because
right.
If that's how he ends it, nigga, then he's not a friend. Again, abort mission. Right. This is not a friend.
No, but to your point, if I'm chilling with my homeboy and I'm telling him a situation and he tells me, why don't you just come out and have some fun tonight, man? I know you stressed. I know a girl, man, that'll twerk on you, man, and get you out your mindset. Is that my homeboy or not?
I don't know though, because you gave me 2 different things.
No.
On my story, I said go fuck another nigga. If you just getting twerked on, I mean, nigga, that sounds like good advice to me.
But your homeboy could be like, man, my nigga going through some shit. I want him to come out tonight and have a good time and let his troubles kind of float away between some twerking, some drinks, and some weed. And he didn't even think about bad advice. He's just trying to get you to have a good time.
Yeah, he's not even trying to get you on no bullshit. He's just trying to have some fun. Now, in my example, the chick straight up, tried to get you fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't play, ladies. You know what it is. You know niggas be wanting to fuck. Like, y'all be killing me when you go over a nigga house and shit. I mean, this never happened to me, but I've heard enough stories to be upset about it. If you go over a nigga house on a Friday, Saturday night to just chill, and you go over there and that nigga already got a shirt off and he just wearing some basketball shorts, guess what he thought? Y'all was fucking. If you don't want to fuck, the best thing for you to do at that moment is say, you know what? I'm not feeling well. Tonight ain't the night. I'm going to get out of here. But if you put your purse down, bitch, you better believe you're putting your legs behind your head. God damn it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, man.
Sure. All right. So another sign of sabotage, if your friend is constantly bringing up your ex, maybe because they wish you still were with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ever been in that situation like, man, why you should get back with Sheila? Because dude, Jen, you used to do that shit to me sometimes too, because you knew you thought it would be better for even you know, when
I
it comes to
do.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You know what I mean?
remember.
Friends do that all the time. Like, man, I really like
I've
her.
done it to you plenty of times. But sometimes if they honestly think that it's in that person's best interest and they're not doing it for selfish reasons, is that really still bad?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like sabotage to me. I
Yeah,
agree.
I'm just saying, if I feel like, man, you in a fucked up situation and the time that I saw you happiest was with this girl, and that's what I'm pushing for. And every time something comes up and you bring me some noise, I'm like, man, but homegirl wouldn't have done you like that.
But that is sabotage though. If I'm expressing to you that I want to be with her, then you're sabotaging it. If I'm telling you, hey man, I'm tired of this shit, I want to be done, and you bring up, hey man, remember such and such, she probably still single, and then you respond, yeah, she definitely single because it's hard to find a good man out there, then yeah, you probably go back there. That's not sabotage. But if I'm telling you I love her and she just hurt me, and you know what I mean, to me, a good friend wouldn't say, hey nigga, look back. A good friend would be like, look forward, focus on this, and try to get me on the right path. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I think some people just miss the friend. You're friends with a homeboy, homegirl. By default, you end up becoming friends with they folk.
Yeah, because you're losing time that you once had because they're now in a relationship. Yeah, and I think it's jealousy too, because if they're single, you know, and I don't think that, and I almost said something stupid and said, if they're women, then it could be jealousy, but men are jealous too. I think there are a lot of men. And what's ironic about that, right, is because there's so much pussy out there for the taking. So for a nigga to say he's jealous when he could easily find a woman, if you're not totally green and lame, easily find a woman to, you know, wife yourself.
Right.
But I have to imagine that there are niggas in that situation.
And there is, and it's a childish approach. It's no different than you're a kid and you got all these toys, and all of a sudden you lose interest in a specific toy and stop playing with it entirely. And your best friend Charlie come over and pick up your toy that you haven't touched in months. All of a sudden it's, hey, put that down. That's mine. You know what I'm saying?
That's mine. Yeah, kids do that all the time.
You know, and it's only solely because men, I think, and I could be wrong, and I might be speaking out of turn, but I think men are really possessive or have more of a possessive nature than women do. And I could be wrong with that. I don't know. What do you think, Des? Am I wrong on that?
Women are possessive as shit, dude. I don't know what women most women are possessive as shit. Possessive as shit. And once that you fuck them right and the dick good, oh my God, it's their dick, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, women are very possessive. I think naturally women are far more possessive. Dude, are you joking? Think about what you're saying. Once you show a woman a good time and a good vibe and show her potential, fulfilling the potential of what she wanted in a man, oh my God, nigga, you're hers already, and y'all went on one date. She, in her mind, she already got you forever. Like, no, women are possessive and they'll act accordingly. A nigga, nah, niggas as possessive as he feels in the moment. You think about it in this way. I was talking to my homegirl about this earlier. You know, when when you were young, you had like 5 or 6 hoes, right?
Yeah.
When that 6th hole would act up and be like, you know what, I'm not getting attention. I'm not feeling this. She was your 6th hole, but nigga, you will avert all your attention to that bitch, talk that game, get her right, and get her back on the team. And she be like, you know what? All right, I don't know what I was tripping. I'm happy now. Only for the moment she says yes, for you to put her back where? In 6th motherfucking place. The first number 1 bitch will still be there. No, it's the same mindset, dog. You know what I mean? You're only trying to keep it, but you don't really want it like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. That's so sad, but yeah.
Yeah, that's how I used to do my shit. I keep it real out here, nigga. Like that was the truth for me. If you was that 6th bitch, yeah, I wanted you in theory, but I didn't really want the work per se. Shit. Anyway, okay. So the next sign of sabotage is your friends disrespect your man or your girl. I can't imagine a nigga disrespecting your girl because niggas don't play about that shit. But yeah, I've seen it.
That's true though. That's true.
Yeah. You know, verbal attacks, maybe ignoring him whenever he's around. You know, this nigga come over and y'all chilling, and then come over and he says, "Hey Tina," and you just say, roll your eyes, bitch. You know, and that can bring
more
tension
female
in your
related.
relationship. Yeah.
It's true though. She shouldn't even be there. I gotta talk.
I mean, that's her friend, nigga. Like, she can be there, but why she doing me like this though? That's that's my question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that one.
And I saw one too, and this one I'm skipping because I want to get to it. So I'm so anxious that they will flirt with your man. So your female friend, your friend will flirt with your man, and oftentimes what I read is because they really wish that they were with him. So they'll flirt with him and they'll down talk him. But the fact is, they know that nigga is a good man. They just don't want your bitch ass to have him.
God
and they would
dang,
love to slide
that's a lot.
That's some real. That's some real nigga swag though. That's just some real nigga swag. Real nigga swag. That's gonna happen to you because if you're a good catch, others gonna reckon. I mean,
you seen the meme on Instagram where it said, "Be patient, ladies. Your man is almost ready for you. He's just going through a divorce right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, like seriously. So I really think that some of that
that's real.
Shit, if she's flirting with you and all that, because I've been in situations like that where my girl's friends would flirt and say, "Man, how she got a nigga as fine?" Like, it's an awkward position to be in.
It is an awkward position to be in.
You know what I'm saying?
It's exciting as well. It's very exciting.
Yeah. When you're the one, and I kept it real with my girl, she didn't believe me.
That's what I'm saying. I think it could be stressful because it feels like you're pitting friends against friends, and sometimes those friends have been close and they've been in the motion of friendship way before you were in the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's hard. That's a hard and difficult situation to be in, man.
You really shouldn't move your homegirl in your house if you have your man there. I remember Des told me a story. I want to say Des told me a story. Maybe it wasn't you, but I remember a homie told me a story about a friend of his girl staying at the house, and she would just have the shortest pajamas on. That's a setup, man. That's a setup. Your single homegirl in your house next to your man, especially if you know you slipping.
You can see the cheeks suit in the shorts.
Cheeks in dog, and if you're slipping, God forbid you let yourself go, and your friend bag, oh, you disrespectful hoe. Why would you dare let the fox into the chicken coop, nigga? Oh my God.
And the worst part is if they know that their thirst level's on 100, you definitely don't want to move them in because you know how your girl was moving. You know what I'm saying? You seen her in action in the club. You seen her in action in her life.
Chicks will switch it up though. They'll be good around their homegirl when she ain't around. They'll act a little bit more seductive.
Oh, okay.
And you'd like to believe your homegirl wouldn't fuck your man. Like,
is it shitted though? I don't think you put nothing past motherfuckers these days, man.
From what I understand, as hard as it is to find a good man, these hoes might have to start sharing. You know?
Oh my God.
So the way they making it seem, I say the way they making it seem is how as far as it being so hard to find a good man. Like, I see why these hoes willing to share, man. Like, shit real out here. Because I'm telling you, I say it all the time, it's so easy for a man to start over. Like, 8 out of the 10 women he will meet would be willing to settle down and make a family and a home for him.
No, real talk.
Within 6 months. All that within 6 months, nigga.
Within 6 fucking weeks, nigga. I remember going on a first date.
Not even 6 months, bro. Weeks.
Nigga, 6 weeks. Nigga, I remember going on a date and that hoe was like, "Man, you know you mine now, right?" First date, nigga. First date. Nigga ain't even get the pussy yet. And I'm hers. Fuck out of here, man. No, you ain't gonna tell me that. I'm yours. Ask me this quote. Did I ever see her again? No, bitch. I'm not yours. You crazy already with that shit. You mine on the first date. Nigga.
Oh, man.
Okay, so another sign of sabotage is if they disrespect you in front of your man. So they throwing backhanded compliments towards you, or maybe putting your past out there on blast in front of your man. Like, dang, girl, like y'all having drinks and y'all just chilling. Like, girl, you remember when you fucked them 2 niggas that time when we was in Texas? And your man like, what? She's
Yeah.
like, oh, girl, my bad. You know I'm drinking. Bitch, that was no accident, ho.
It
You know we
wasn't.
took a secret bond of secrecy
Yo,
for that shit. You was in the
I've
other
seen
bed
that.
fucking two niggas as well.
I've seen that.
Gent would judge her and break up with her. He would.
But listen, if you start judging my fucking judgment process,
God.
it'll be a long judgment
You would.
process.
Gent, in my line, you get with a girl and you're 3 months in. You really like her.
Okay.
It could be everything you want. And
Okay.
and you find out in that moment and she keep it real with you. Like, I don't know how it comes up. Maybe y'all were watching some porn and you find that she fucked two niggas at the same time. Dick in the mouth and dick in the pussy.
Spit roasted, they call it.
Or is that some relationship you can move? Yeah, I'm double penetration, nigga. Is that something that you can move on with and say, hey, we can continue down this path of a serious relationship?
Rotisserie, that hoe. Rotisserie.
All that? No. I mean, was she recently a born again Christian?
None of that, bro.
What does that have anything to do with
DMV.
You
work at the DMV.
I'm trying to see if God washed the white as snow. Listen, I'm all right with taking a person as they are, but you can't wait until I like you like that before you drop that bomb.
Lead with that information. That's second.
I mean, let me make a decision earlier on in the relationship.
Man, come on, dog. We're all trying to get what we want, so we share what we want known that will help us.
Okay. To answer your question, answer your question. I will probably judge her. I won't necessarily break up with her, but I will judge the shit out of her.
You should end it with her. You'll never get past it. And every time the fact that you judge her, every time you look at her, I can see you shaking your head like, damn, bitch. Like, every time she do something nasty to you, you're gonna be like, boy, you did that to two niggas at once. You're gonna judge her, dog. You gotta let her go and let her be free, man. She needs to be with a nigga that can handle that, man. This
is why I try to become friends, because when you're friends with someone, it's easier to accept their past, right? That's why I like the whole be friends first, and then if it turned into something, it turned into something, right?
I don't know
because
if I like that
it's easy. It's easier for me to accept that shit if I accepted it in the friendship. Like, I'm gonna be honest, but you are right. I might judge her if it was just us moving straight into the dating realm. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. You got me.
If you judging off the rip, you'll never have 100% of them. They'll always keep some shit back.
That is true.
I mean?
That is very true. That's a good point.
And I think we've said this before on one of the Sex and Mimosa episodes. If you let her be the host she wants to be, oh my gosh, what will come out of it? So you can't judge. You have to create an environment of safety and security and a judgment-free zone, and make her feel good about letting her inhibitions go. Yeah. One mistake, Daz, you're right. Just one look when she do something and she stick her tongue in your ass and you look at her like, bitch. I mean, now you lost her. Now who knows what you could have gotten, because you never know you'll lose it right there. You got to let that tongue slip down your ass, nigga. Like, I don't know.
You do.
I mean,
you do.
How you feel about it, talk about it later. You know what I mean? Maybe
but you got to let it happen.
Talk about it in therapy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You need it. If you got a therapist, definitely. Otherwise, nigga, take that tongue in your ass. Oh yeah, and if they spread your business, that's another sign of sabotage, where you're not only just disrespecting your friend in front of them, but you're going out and telling whoever wants to hear it. Hey,
I've seen a woman tell a bunch of people in their circle, friends in their circle, some real dirty information about a friend of mine. And at the end of the day, man, it was coming from everywhere. It created such a hostile environment for that person, and it kind of isolated them. And sometimes when you're isolated, you're really vulnerable. The girl that started it ended up cheating with dude that she spread all her business on. So it was crazy, man.
And I was going to say that works because I had a homeboy, and his girl had a friend, and I guess she was in close proximity with him somehow through a mutual third party. And she found out, that he was on some bullshit, and she told her friend, and realistically it worked, the relationship ended, you know what I'm saying? Because the bullshit wasn't, anything like cheating wise, but just, dishonesty on any level,
Because that started making you question everything.
Yeah, start making you question everything. So yeah, that sabotage shit works. ways to keep your friends from ruining your relationship, just to end this thing, quite simply, stop sharing everything with your friends about your relationship.
Word.
Yeah.
Seems so simple.
Yeah,
it is. But people volunteer information all the time. But you know what? In the same breath, sometimes you want someone to talk to. So what's your advice for someone who wants someone to talk to? Who do they talk to if they can't talk to their best
You
friend?
could talk to your friend,
Jesus.
but yeah, hallelujah,
All the
hallelujah.
time.
No, and I don't know if you're joking or not, Des, but you're right. And not even that. Say you want to talk to your friend. Present a more well-rounded perspective of that person. So yeah, say, man, this nigga done did this and he tripping that, but also mention the good shit, because to me, if you
Right.
balance it out, then maybe now they'll see, hey, you're just dealing with this. They'll be able to keep a better perspective, provide sound advice, because of that.
Right.
But if all you're ever doing is complaining and talking shit, then yeah, they should sabotage that relationship. You hate that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to help your ass, nigga. Run.
Right.
And they do.
Agreed.
And the worst part is people volunteer their information, social media too. They use that thing as a therapy session, putting out all their business. And people always know what's wrong with someone because you could tell by the memes they post.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They choosing all these specific quotables and different types of poems and shit that all are telling the story. You
Who
also
has time
put your
for that?
business out there.
Like, who has time for that shit, man?
People,
no, you're right. I know social media is huge. I'm just saying, like, I got a busy life. Like,
saying, no, I definitely agree. Another thing to do is you need to put your friends second within reason. So if you really want this relationship to work, your priority needs to be that relationship, and within reason. I mean, you're not in prison, although sometimes a relationship can feel like you're in prison, but you're not in prison. So, you get out and make sure you give your friends that quality time as well. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
And lastly, show loyalty. Don't throw that nigga under the bus. You know what I'm saying? I think people follow your lead in that way. So if you're talking shit, you're throwing him under the bus and all that, why should they back him up? Why should they believe in him when you so clearly don't? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's easy for
It's
us.
almost like you put your friend in that situation to support your current mindset, man. You feel negative about nigga, they're gonna jump on the bandwagon, to your point, and feel negative because they feel like they might be supporting you too in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing worse than saying this is how I feel, and then every time you talk to your friend, they feel the exact opposite, and it starts to feel like a lack of support. When even if it isn't them not supporting you,
they're not viewing it as sabotage; they're viewing it as help.
Yeah,
viewing it as help.
Sure.
I know it's hard out here, ladies and men. Man, I just feel
Keep
like
the
I'm
faith.
lying. It's not really hard for a man to get a relationship. It's not.
Now we keep it real. You're right.
Niggas out here trying to run from them shits. Like, they're coming from everywhere, left, right, in the center, underneath.
Uppercuts. Yeah.
Come on, man. So I really want to say, ladies, like, it's hard to keep your relationship right, and fellas too. Not hard for us to get in one as it is for a woman, but it's hard for us to keep a relationship tight. As a man, you got to make sure your friends stay in line and your homeboys don't step out of line. Or if you have a female friend, a platonic female friend, and she doesn't cross any boundaries. And for a female, you got to make sure your homegirl isn't the reason you lose this good nigga, because the next nigga probably won't be that good. And you going to settle for him because you're 37 with 2 kids.
Man, tough. 2.
very specific.
I'm wanting to say 3 kids, nigga. 2
No,
baby daddies.
she lost the baby. She lost the baby.
Oh, come on, man. Don't do this backstory shit, man. And she's sad right now. She want that makeup baby, but she
got a new tat say YOLO. She said she's gonna live her life because tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I mean?
It's a lot. You know what the tattoo called?
Oh man, not YOLO. So no, but take that shit
when you
seriously.
high.
Take that shit seriously, because too, quickly before we go, friendships can handicap your relationship, and I want to take this a little left. I think when you have good friendships, it can work against you too, because everything is so good. Like, man,
Get a lot of your buckets filled.
So where you don't need that person, and you don't, and now they're lacking and not getting what they need because what you need you're already getting elsewhere, and you don't have bad intentions, nor does your friend. But I think the dynamic has been as such for so long that now that you're in a relationship, it's hard to change that.
But Jeezy, you know what that is? That's guilt. That's guilt for them having a gap or dysfunction or the inability to meet some of your needs, right? So sometimes they can't get to that same sweet spot another friend can because they don't even understand you. You know what I'm saying? It could be a number of different things, right? But I think it's sometimes just a gap or inability that they may have that they're seeing that your friend has, and instead of feeling insecure about that, step up. I mean, he wants it from you. He with you.
Yeah, but you said that they don't understand. What I think is that if your friendship is so tight, you're not going to give your partner a chance to understand because you know your friend will. If I know Dez understands something, I'm more likely to call that nigga because I know I'm going to get that support from him than to go to someone who's new in my life now. You know, even though I know she probably in theory wants to provide it and maybe even can, but I already know where the getting's good, you know, and I think that's where friendships are great when you're single, right? Just to keep you going. But then when you transition to a relationship, they can sometimes, you know, the transition is difficult a bit, you know, and it can hurt your relationship.
For sure.
So anyways, y'all know what to do. Y'all already know how it is. Stop sabotaging these relationships. Let them, you know what I'm saying, grow and be great. Okay, stay on the sideline, motherfuckers. Any more advice for them, fellas?
Nah, man. Be true, be yourself, and be real.
Yeah.
King Des.
There it is.
That was short and sweet, too. All right, man. But you can find us on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google. Just type Brunch with the Boys. We're on everything. Huge YouTube presence. Hit us up email if you want to drop any suggestions on topics. You got any letters that you want to any letters you want to drop. And if you want to be a guest for sure, hit us up, brunch.with.boys@gmail.com. We're on Instagram @brunchwithboys. We're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter @boyswithaz_brunch.
And real quick before we go, ladies, please stop sabotaging the sex for the night. You know, it's Saturday afternoon and we want to fuck something. It's Saturday night coming. Stop sabotaging the good sex night with the petty arguments and the bullshit. Chill out on the set. Some of these hoes have no chill, dog. Like, I don't understand.
Even for a Monday where you know that you got to go to work the next day. You know what I'm saying?
You know you want to fuck. You know you want to vibe. Man, stop sabotaging the vibe with that petty bullshit. It's not worth it. Now we all going to sleep. Nobody dick wet. You know what I'm saying? Pussy dry as the Sahara Desert. For what? Stop sabotaging your own happiness at home, nigga. Tighten up, bitches.
Well, one love.
Well, thanks. That's the way we got to leave it then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Coffee and brunch. We could have a conversation.